Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back here in on Pokemon Showdown, doing another doing another set of battles. We're actually going to use a team we had used before in the underused tier, except we made some small changes. I decided I really liked Mimikyu on this team. That was another team I was working on. If we go to UU, I just felt like the offensive pressure that Mimikyu can bring, combined with Poltegeist and a Specs Keldeo, it can overwhelm some teams just on pure offensive power, which can honestly be really exciting. But yeah, let's just jump right in, guys. So yeah, right away, I mean, we see another Poltegeist here that's an absolute threat. They got Crawdon, Keldeo, Darmanitan, and Cloyster. With the Shuckle, I imagine it's either going to be a Shuckle or Crawdon lead. Crawdon can be used to cripple things right away. Shuckle can be used to get their hazards up. Just in case it is Shuckle, we are going to go Caparajah, so we can weaken this thing right away with a Heavy Slam. We should do a lot to it with Heavy Slam. Yeah, it's base 120, and we're going to want to defog these hazards away so things don't get out of control eventually, but like I said, for now, let's just Heavy Slam. Yeah, it does 90, so there you go. So now we go out into Wheezing. First, I'm going to throw off a... Yeah, I'm going to throw off a Will-O-Wisp. They go for Encore, which is okay. We're going to keep... Actually... Yeah, we're going to Will-O-Wisp again. Yeah, that should force into our Darmanitan. I kind of figured it would. And with our Darmanitan in, there's not a lot we can do against this thing. I honestly think our best bet is to stack Caparajah, because we're probably not getting rocks up against this guy if we want to defog. So we'll let him go for that Flare Blitz, which is going to do a ton, but it also does a lot of recoil to him. And this lets us get our Wheezing in, and we should be able to live one of these and get off a defog. Yeah, I mean, it does a ton, but at least we don't have all those hazards up anymore. And Shuckle's low enough now, 3% with a burn. We shouldn't give it the opportunity to come back in. So yeah, down we'll go against this thing. But what this allows me to do is get a Mimikyu and go right for a Shadow Sneak, which should take care of this thing. Cool, so that picks one of them off. Huge threat gone, which big fan of. So Cloyster here will probably just most likely Shell Smash and try to look to pick up KOs that way. Hopefully Keldeo can hold this thing off. I think here we go for a Play Rough into a Shadow Sneak. That does a clean 36. Now with Skill Link, even though we have a Disguise up, this thing can still bust through our Disguise right away. But a Shadow Sneak with its defenses as low as they are should do a lot. Yeah, 24%. So really 36 plus 24. We got about 60% off on this thing. Yeah, so this thing just creamed us there. So here we gotta go right into Keldeo. We should be able to live once against this. Although it'll be close. So this almost makes me wish I had Foul Play on my Umbreon. And honestly, I've been thinking about just slapping it on there, because with Will-O-Wisp, we really don't need another status move. So here we gotta go for the Scald so we don't invite in the Poltegeist after for free. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. So unless they're King's Rock and get the flinch, we should be able to knock this thing out. And they do. Ugh. Unfortunate. But we're just going to go for Scald again. I mean, it's the best we can do. We're getting some high rolls on this one, because that Rock Blast was barely doing anything before. So right here, I think they kind of got us cooked. We'll attempt to just get a Toxic off and see if we can't do some shenanigans against this thing, as they get a crit right away, which probably did matter. So, good game. Good game. So as we've seen, Hyper Offense can be tough to match up against, but we also didn't have the best answers against it. We probably could have kept Wheezing around. But yeah, let's just get on to the next one. No point in dwelling on the past. You just got to learn from it and don't let it kick your butt too long. So here we have a pretty interesting team. I'm thinking to go Bronzor or maybe even Raichu just to Volt Switch out right away. because we don't have a ground immunity. Either way, we can go Caparaja first. Timer set up on this guy. Yeah, so they go. They do end up going bronzong, so we can get up our own rocks against them as they do the exact same to us. I mean, no surprise. We're gonna go right out into Keldeo. Start firing off Scald as they go into Arcanine. That's excellent. We see they're not heavy duty boots. Most likely the Rocky Helmet, or maybe even possibly leftovers. So either way, we definitely want to go for Scald. Or, you know what? No, we'll flip turn, because they'll switch, and that way we can get some momentum. Well, they didn't switch, which is fine. So we see they're not Rocky Helmets, so let's go to Umbreon and find out exactly what this is. A physical Arcanine. Interesting. Well, we can foul play here. Nothing but Mienshao resists this, and we have Weezing as a decent switch, and foul play might actually knock this thing out. Yeah, with the defense drops, that definitely is what saved us there. So that's pretty cool. One throw down. We can wish on Vileplume, Bronzong, and even Raichu potentially later. Let's protect. Just see what they go for. If they go for high jump kick, that's great. Go for acrobatics. So I'm guessing maybe they predicted a Keldeo switch. Either way, we're going to go to Weezing. It's just a very safe switch into this. Now they go for the high jump kick. We quad resist that, so we're in good shape there. And here we can go for Will-O-Wisp. It hits everything. Yeah, Bronzong. That'll be nice to get a burn off on that. Oh, would have been nice. But that's okay. We're going to still try to Will-O-Wisp anyway, because I don't think they could hit us too hard back, even if they have a Psychic or Steel move. Which yeah, they have Gyro Ball, but we're pretty slow too, so that doesn't do a ton. And here we're going to go out into Caparaja, because I don't think they can hurt this thing, especially not with a burn. And with Caparaja, I want to fire off some Heat Crashes, because nothing will appreciate it. Well, they go into Slow King. And I don't really want to stay on the Slow King, because Slow King can hit rather hard. I think Umbreon's a pretty good switch here. I don't think Slow King can hurt Umbreon too bad. Even with a nasty plot up, I don't know what Slow King's got to hit. And we're going to Wish. Because even if they do knock us out, which they do, we can go into some Mimikyu and Revenge Kill this. And it's cool because even with the rocks, and if we take damage from getting busted, it'll still get us back up to full. And Shadow Claw should do a lot, if not knock out. So actually what I think we should do here is Swords Dance. Because even if they stay in, yeah, they only bust our disguise. And they're not Sash. So, actually, did they reveal to be anything? Leftover. So, yeah, Shadow Claw should one-hit KO this. Yeah, Mienshao, a little too late, man. That's one gone. And this thing is going to do a lot to whatever wants to come in. Here comes the File Plume. Yeah, I think Shadow Claw is going to do a ton to this, too. And I honestly just want to go for it right now. Because we have a Pulti... Or do we need this for Slowbro? We might need this. Actually, Weezing is a smart play here. Yeah, because that probably would have done a ton. I'm surprised they didn't go for a Poison move there. But oh well. We can get a Will-O-Wisp off. As they leave, I think they realize they're kind of in a corner here against the offensive pressure of Mimikyu and Keldeo. Not to mention Caparaja can come in on that Bronzong and start throwing off Heat Crashes, doing a ton to whatever wants to switch in. Slow King doesn't have the best defenses. So we'll find another battle just for Wade. Maybe this guy will reconnect, but I think we'll be okay against this guy, even if he comes back. Here's more of a standard team. Well, I guess I shouldn't say standard. Incineroar just kind of screams underused staple. Blastoise definitely right now is one of the better ones out there. So this could be a mixture of hyper offense. And that Blastoise could probably be a supporting Blastoise, but I'm not sure I see it. Either way, I think they would definitely go Steelix first, and we'll go Keldeo. Because if they go... We don't really have an immunity to Volt Switch, which kind of sucks. But I can always go out to Umbreon against that Morpeko. So they go Blastoise first, which is interesting. And actually, we had to check on the other battle. So this guy came back, which is cool. So we're definitely still going to try to get a Will-O-Wisp on this guy. And we got to go back and check the other battle. On this, I want to fire off a Secret Sword. The only thing that comes in on that is Comfey. This does a ton, leading me to believe it's Shell Smash. Now, against this, we don't have a ton that wants to switch in. And I don't really believe that Weezing does a lot outside of checking Incineroar. So we're going to switch to Weezing while we check on the other battle. So yeah, they're just trying to kind of play around with this File Plume. But we're going to go right out into Caporaja so we don't wear down our Weezing too much. And on this battle, Blastoise goes for Earthquake. So interesting, it's a physical set. So we might actually be able to take this 1v1. We're actually going to go for Haze here. Which, of course, has got to be maddeningly frustrating. And then we're going to Will-O-Wisp. Please land. Bingo. So that's awesome, because that gives us some opportunities to bring some stuff in against it, like this Umbreon, which I'm going to go right out into. And as for this guy is going to learn the power of a Caporaja Heavy Slam, which I think is pretty free here. They go for Leech Seed. Oh, yeah, man, that's so strong. Oh, they get the Effect Spore. Bummer. They go out into this they go for Shell Smash again, but luckily, since they're burned, probably shouldn't do too much. And we'll Wish here. As long as they don't get Defense Drop. Yeah, there we go. Cool. We'll Protect, and then we'll Foul Play after. As for this guy, this kind of bums me out. But on the same note, I can actually go out into Poltegeist. Oh, I think they might have predicted that. But we have a pretty decent special defense. As long as they don't Nuzzle, we can Shell Smash and win here. Oh, this guy goes for a second Shell Smash. Great play on his part. We'll Wish. Liquidation still won't knock this out. Yeah, they go for a Nasty Plot. A little too late there on that one, my man. Because we're just going to start firing off base 140 stored powers and Shadow Balls and start picking up KOs. So Comfey comes out. Caporaja is pretty easy switching on this thing. And we'll just clean up this guy with Shadow Ball. There's not much more to say about this battle. Good game to him, though. Trainer Red. So they go for Calm Mind, trying to set up. I mean, that's smart. Here we're just going to go for Earthquake, because the switch in Incineroar or Steelix is pretty obvious here. So yeah, let's get this over with, man. There you go. Good game, whatever. So yeah, Earthquake will do a clean chunk. Find out what it is. It's Shookaberry. That's really interesting. So next time, Earthquake will smack that. I mean, even with the -1 attack and the Shookaberry, it still did about 23%, which is pretty impressive. Here, we're going to go into Weezing. Because I don't think they'll... I doubt they'll... Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt they'll go for, like, Parting Shot or Taunt. And really, we're just sacking it there. And actually, here, I'd like to go out into Keldeo and fire off a Hydro Pump. Do some clean damage on something. Even if that Noivern comes out. Yeah, that's okay. That does 59. And from there, we'll go back into Umbreon. See what their reaction to this is. Yeah, so they can't kill on that. I wonder if this guy's Specs. We're going to go for Wish. If they're not Specs, then go for U-Turn. Great play. But we don't have a lot of options here. And we kind of need this thing back up to full health to help take this thing on. Yeah, they go in Incineroar, so that screams Specs to me. And we're going to Protect, because we are fully special defensive. That's why we took that so well. So they go for Knock. I think a good switch into this... Actually, I think... Yeah, Keldeo. His Knockoff won't do much to it. And really, Specs isn't super necessary at this point. But the Justified boost doesn't matter too much. I'm going to go for a Flip Turn here. See what they do. We're going to go out on Umbreon. Even if they knock, that's okay. So they go for Parting Shot. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay, because Skull can pick that thing off later. And we still keep our leftovers on Umbreon. I'm going to put a timer on this guy. Don't feel like waiting all night. I don't think you do either. So this could be interesting. Steelix comes out. I'd say Keldeo is pretty much the safest switching I got. You can curse up all you want, buddy. Even a non-specs a skull is going to blow this thing sideways. So interesting. They weren't sturdy, so I wonder if they were sheer force. Doubt they were rockhead. So more Pekko comes in. Here I want to go out into Caparaja, because Caparaja doesn't do a whole lot at this point. And we take that actually pretty well. Even with the type switch, that won't help it a ton. We're going to go for Earthquake. If they want to go out into Noivern, we have the freest switching of our life into Umbreon. That's why I want to keep that thing at such good health. That's okay. This actually might knock it out, even at half health. Oh, so close. Alright, I actually want to just go into Keldeo again, because Incineroar can't touch that too much. Yeah, 38. Okay, I shouldn't say can't touch it, but it really didn't have a way to knock it out. And from Noivern, we go into Umbreon. And I think we're almost at a point where Polteageist can almost sweep. We just need to make sure that this thing does not get out of hand. We're gonna get a Wish off. They go for Super Fang. Interesting. Wonder if they're choiced. I don't think they are. I think we saw that earlier, actually. So from here, we'll go into Caparaja. We go for Parting Shot. That's alright. We can kind of just switch around this. They can't do this forever. I'm guessing they go for... Yeah, I figured they would attack. We're going to Wish, and we're definitely going to protect this next turn. Even if they go into Comfey and want to Calm Mind, because we need Umbreon at higher health than this. Yep, as they forfeit, so they kind of knew. Eventually, they were going to switch around, and we were going to just kind of keep cornering them, back them into a corner. Sometimes that's what you got to do, especially with guys that want to go in and just really try to go on the hyper offensive initiative. Try to bop them into a corner. And speaking of hyper offense, this ain't no hyper offense, but boy, Araquanid and Sirfetch'd can hit hard, and so can Heliolisk. Umbreon should be a decent matchup against Heliolisk. My guess is they go either maybe Heliolisk first, honestly, or Araquanid. I don't have a ton for Araquanid. We're gonna go into... See, this is a team where I wish I had Toxic. Oof. If I could wear down that Incineroar and get rid of that Whimsicott and its Prankster, we could probably clean up with Polteageist in the right scenario. We'll go Caparage and attempt to get rocks up. Pressure switches a little bit. They go Helios. Kind of thought they might. We'll try to get off Stealth Rocks. So yeah, Volt Switch, most likely Specs. So they're going to be, I'm sure they're going to be very careful about their switches here. I'd go into Araquanid. Caparage can hardly touch Araquanid. I don't think it typically carries much to do that. Flygon's also pretty safe. Even if they want a U-turn, that's fine. We'll just go out into Wheezing right away either way. Okay, so we see its Life Orb, so that's nice. We get a little Life Orb damage on it. I guess as they go out into... Okay, Araquanid. We can't burn this thing, unfortunately. We see its leftover, so it's probably more of a defensive set. Let's Strange Steam. Start breaking this thing down right away. That's okay if they do that. We're actually gonna... Our speed doesn't won't matter too much. Unless... No, yeah. Maybe a Play Rough on Incineroar could matter. Either way, I'm going to go for a Strange Steam again. We need to wear this thing down. Because we actually confuse it. It hurts itself. Cool. We're going to keep trying to break this thing down a little bit. So Liquidation does 37. Oh man, that's so much. Especially considering I'm sure this doesn't have a ton of attack investment. I'm actually going to go for a Haze. Get rid of our defensive loss. Yeah, and took a gamble there. But I didn't want that defensive loss and really going down. So now we're going to go for Strange Steam again. They get another Liquidation off. And we should be able to knock it out here with the Strange Steam, which would be awesome, because that's one step closer to sweeping with Polteageist. Now the trick is later, to get it in either on Surfetch or Incineroar and go for Defog, so Polteageist can cleanly get off that uh Shell Smash. But that Araquanid was one big thing standing in the way. Quick attack from Surfetch could be annoying too, given that it's got Scrappy, I'm sure. And then out comes the monster himself, Surfetch. Here we're probably just going to want to sack something, just so we can get him Wheezing and defog the webs away. And I think we go Caparaja. Doesn't have much of a role besides getting up rocks in this game. Cool, so we'll quad resist this close combat, assuming they're choiced in some way. And even then, they probably can't knock us out with anything else non-choiced. And then we're going to defog here and also get some passive recovery. This is definitely why Galarian Weezing is one of the most used Pokemon in this tier. It checks a lot of really powerful walls. I think Surfetch has a 135 or 140 base attack, and Weezing his unique typing can kind of deal with that. Let's go for another Volt Switch. It'll bounce off of us. 25, a little less with leftover recovery. And actually here we'll Protect. They're most likely choice in some way. So they go for Brave Bird, predicting Weezing. That's cool. I'm going to Wish. What? Oh, they're not choiced. Bummer, man. But that's okay, because here we can actually go on to Keldeo. And we're going to Secret Sword, because I think they're going to go into Helios, predicting a Water move. And Secret Sword will do a ton to the Surfetch anyway. And if they want to go on to Whimsicott, so be it. We'll go into our own Weezing. Flygon works too. This will do a ton. Actually, no, knocks it out. We'll go into Weezing. Try to preserve Keldeo's health. Yeah, they go for Earthquake. Not going to do that much. Actually, it's going to do none. So let's see. I mean, if they go for... Yeah, I guess they're just sacking it to get in something. They can get in Heliolisk if they want. Volt Switch out in a Surfetch and try to pick off something is my guess. Yeah, so they're going to go for Volt Switch here into Surfetch. Now, I think we might actually be able to live this. And I'm going to go for a Strange Steam. Oh, we're not living that, though. I'll tell you that right now. So here, let's go to Mimikyu and Play Rough this thing. Hopefully knock it out. Because that would give me more of a free switch into Keldeo. And if they want to go Incineroar to try to check this, so be it. Yeah. This kind of frees up Keldeo a little bit. Assuming we connect and knock out. Yeah, that's sweet. So, either Whimsicott or Incineroar. I can't see them going Surfetched. Alright, I want to get as much damage off on this thing as humanly possible. So I'm going to Play Rough. Oh, hopefully they Flare Blitz, because that's actually really good, because that's still weakening it to the point where Polteageist might be able to clean this up. Here, we got to go for a Pump and hope it does. Oh, wow. I cannot believe they just stayed in there. So, let's see what they go into. Surfetched. Okay. We'll pump this thing too. And I don't know if Whimsicott can beat these guys 1v1. Unless it's Prankster Encore, but I think I'm going to go for Shadow Ball right away against it. Oh, it's that Substitute Leech Seed set. So annoying. So they're going to try to substitute till I'm out of PP on Hydro Pump. So right away, we'll just go into Polteageist. So they can't do that. And we'll Shadow Ball. They're just going to keep going for substitutes. So there's not a lot I can do about that. And I don't want to Shell Smash. There's really no point in doing that here. I think Keldeo is the play. And then what we're going to do is, because they're going to probably get Prankster whatchamacallit off, we're going to Flip Turn. Now we're going to learn if this thing's got any grass or fairy moves that can hit us. We're going to try a Flip Turn again. So they'll probably just go for Sub here. So we'll switch out into Polteageist, predicting that. They Moonblast. Oh, wow. So they have quite a bit to hit us. I don't see how we're winning this one. Unless, Nope, because they're faster. They're like max speed or really, not max speed, but quite speedy. I guess we just Scald and pray. Yeah. Good game. So a little Whizmacott cheese pulls it out for that guy. That's okay. You encounter that every once in a while. It's honestly why a Dark type, besides Umbreon, would be great, because that thing can kind of wreck Umbreon. Here we have a team that looks like it's designed around getting Barbaracle in to set up. So honestly, they'll probably go more Peko or Cobalion. So let's go Capraja. Or, no, because I don't like Capraja against Cobalion. Let's go Weezing. Galarian Weezing. Yeah, there we go. Will-O-Wisp right away. Try to catch us Cobalion. See what item it's holding. So it's not rocking anything crazy. And assuming it's physical, which a lot of them are, yeah, that's going to bounce right off of us. So it looks like it's got leftovers, actually. So we're going to still try to get our defog off so I can switch out. If it'll ever let me. Actually, here, let's save Weezing's health, since we've gotten flinched twice already, and just go right into Capraja. Burn this thing won't do much. And if they want to play that Rocks game, so be it. We'll do the same. I'm assuming they got heavy-duty boots, but at the very least, we can get our Rocks up. And they'll probably go into Arcanine, which almost actually makes me want to Earthquake. And I'm sure they're predicting... I'm thinking they might predict Rocks. And even if they go Noivern, so be it. We'll go into Umbreon and wish up. I love this guy, Sprite, Gym Leader Watson. He was definitely one of my favorite gym leaders from back in Gen 3. So they go for close combat, and that blows their defense back. So that's cool. So we'll just go out into Weezing after we knock them out. And they'll go for close combat, so they look like a physical set, so it really can't touch us. So we get defog off here, and there's definitely no way they're keeping these rocks up, which is nice. The Flare Blitz did quite a bit. I'm actually pretty surprised there. We might be able to wish up on something and get this Weezing back in, potentially. It could be useful. Let's go out into Keldeo. Which, even though Flare Blitz does a lot, we're gonna flip turn, because with the minus defense, this thing should die or get really close to it. And if they switch out, then we can get some momentum. So they go to Drifbloom. This thing could be crazy with that Unburden or whatever. So we're going to go out in a Mimikyu, so hopefully this thing doesn't get out of hand. Right away, we're just going to go for Shadow Claw. I don't want to mess around with this thing. That takes care of it. They go into Arcanine. Capraja's only job in this game was to get up Stealth Rocks, and I'm not seeing Rocks is super valuable at this point, so we're just going to go out into it. And we'll just go for Earthquake. We'll go for Heavy Slam off the off chance they make a weird switch. Okay, so they go for Crunch twice. That's cool. We'll go into Keldeo. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to Pump. That doesn't allow the Barbaracle in, and even if that Noivern wants to come in, Specs Hydro Pump will do a lot. Yeah, as we saw last game, it did do quite a bit. Let's go to Umbreon, see how they react to that. That definitely looks like it's Specs to me. I mean, Umbreon's pretty bulky, and I think what we'll do now is switch right out into Mimikyu. Oh, okay. Interesting play going for Hurricane twice. I guess Sneak? Yeah, that's okay. Mimikyu busted isn't all that great. I'm trying to think. Does any of this really have priority that can hit Poltegeist and stop me from Shell Smashing? No, but this is part Dark. So, we're going to Umbreon. We're going to Wish up, try to get as much health back as possible. We need that more Pico weakened a little more. Even though it's not weakened at all. I just need to catch it on, like, the Umbreon and Foul Play or something. Or if I could somehow get Weezing back, and that'd be sweet. We'll go into Keldeo. Go into Noivern. That's okay. We can get Keldeo back up to full. Would have been cool to go Weezing there, predicting the double, but I didn't see that coming because it's just really easy to go back out into Umbreon and click Wish. I wonder if they're trying to condition us to make the switch, so that way they can eventually go into Barbaracle and Shell Smash on something like the Umbreon. And And I think that's what the trick is going to end up being for them. Bummer. Confusion. We gotta go wheezing here. Yeah, I can't let this thing hound me forever. Here we're gonna go for a strange steam. It's okay. And then we're gonna go for Scald here. So now that Noivern can't really, I don't think it can come in on a Scald. No, it's only 15%. Nothing will want to switch on a Spec Scald. You go for Extreme Speed, that's cool. Yeah, so they try to go onto this thing. Spec Scald's still gonna, yeah, I was gonna say. Now we don't, oh, I didn't think it would live, to be honest. That sucks. We might be able to live an attack, but with Tough Claws, this thing's crazy. So we'll see. Cross Chop, oh. But wait, I think our best shot here to win is to go this thing, and, because what they're going to probably do is try to go to Moripeko. But Umbreon could probably wall Moripeko pretty good if it gets the right, if we get in on the dark form. So let's see what we can do. I mean, right away, we'll definitely go for Giga Drain. Get as much health back as we can. And they should definitely go to Moripeko here. Now the question is, Moripeko, excuse me. Giga Drain versus Shadow Ball. I say Giga Drain. Oh my lord, I didn't think Polteageist had that kind of power. Or maybe it's just that Moripeko's that weak, but holy smokes, GG. I think he kind of thought Moripeko was going to live too. I wonder if that was a high roll that we got. Either way, that was an intense battle. Not the way I would have wanted to have won it, but hey. So this looks like Magneton's designed to get rid of steel types for this Delmise to click like Banded Anchor Shot. Let's go Caparaja and get Rocks up. Although they can defog pretty easily. You know what? Nothing really cares for a Keldeo flip turn too much. Let's do that actually. Yeah, so they lead Flygon, so we'll find out if this thing's Scarf right away or not. Scarf shouldn't be able to kill us. We go right into Delmise. Good switch. Nice switch. We're going to Caparaja. Let's Heat Crash. Probably inviting Wheezing, but that's okay. Let's Heat... Actually, let's Heat Crash. This thing might try to stay and get cheeky with the Banded Earthquake. Okay, so they go Incineroar. But any damage we can get on this thing is nice, especially a crit, because these usually don't have a ton of recovery. And even if they're Wish on Blissey, they're not going to want to switch to Incineroar on like Keldeo if we get Keldeo out against Blissey. Let's probably go for Parting Shot here. Let's try to get a Brox. Or Knockoff. Oh, is that Banded? No, it's just probably really powerful. Let's go for Earthquake. Now we got Rocks up. That'll force in the Wheezing. Yeah, it's going to force in Wheezing. The trick will be to get this Incineroar weakened. And Blissey, of course, because it's such a tanky wall. Okay, so Delmise is not what I expected, but they're probably going to try a spin here. Because Rapid Spin, they do have it. And I would imagine they're going to try to, like, catch me off guard with it. We're going to take a risky play and go on to Mimikyu. Because we have our Disguise up. So they go right for the Shadow Claw. I mean, that's okay, because right here, actually, I'm going to go for my own Shadow Claw, because even if they go into Incineroar, that's cool, because we weaken that. And it'll do neutral damage to Wheezing, so that's neat. Yeah, at least this will do neutral. Only 26. And here I say Keldeo. And then we can fire off a... I'm actually going to just fire off a Scald, because it hits everything. Will-O-Wisp, I don't really care too much about Will-O-Wisp on this thing. If I'm worried about it later, I'll Wish it up and Heal Bell it. Scald, yep. So goodbye. So unless they have Rapid Spin on Delmise, Rocks are here to stay, which is cool. So they probably know we're choiced. That's probably why I'm guessing they're going to this. Let's go Mimikyu. I don't know how much of a way this has to touch it. They teleport. That's alright, though, because they don't get that Leftovers recovery initially. They go into Magneton. I'm going to Shadow Claw this thing. It's Eviolite, it looks to be. Yeah, because that didn't do a lot, and our Shadow Claw did a decent. Did not do a lot either. So it doesn't look like they have much of a way to fight back. I'm going to switch to Keldeo either way. On the off chance they go Incineroar or Delmise, I want to play rough. Or Blissey for that matter. I definitely want to play rough. Yeah, so they do go Incineroar. It's kind of what. Oh, bummer, man. We're still going to play rough. That just. Ugh. Because then we would have had momentum right away. Now let's see what they do. So they don't. Okay, so they don't. I mean, I guess in the end it didn't make too much of a difference. Here we go to Keldeo, and we're going to flip turn. They're going to want to save this Incineroar for against my Poltegeist, but we're also at the point where, like, it's starting to get weak enough. If we can make some correct predictions, this won't be able to do too much. Let's go into Wheezing. So they can't Parting Shot and Delmise. Now here I would imagine they go for a Parting Shot. So what we're going to do is go Keldeo. No. Caparaja, because we can wish up our... Or Umbreon, excuse me, because we can wish up our Caparaja if they want to go Blissey. They're probably going to try to get this Incineroar back up, which would be smart. So they go Magneton, which is, like, odd. Let's go for a Wish and see what their reaction to that is. So they go for Toxic, but I don't really care because I have Heal Bell. And we're going to... Let's go Caparaja. I don't think this thing can hit too hard. Discharge, just 43. So I said too hard. And, yeah. We're trapped, so we're going to go for Earthquake. It hit us almost everything except for Flygon, and I don't really care about Flygon. Oh, please land. Yes! Alright, cool. So that sweep is looking more and more possible with Poltegeist. So here they're probably going to go for Earthquake or U-turn. Either way, we're going to Heavy Slam. Oh, I didn't think of this thing having Defog. Oh, yeah. So we lived that U-turn barely, but we do. So you go into Delmise. Be nice if this Heavy Slam connected. Can't get through all the time. So here they might go for that Rapid Spin. At this point, though, rocks aren't too important. So if they do, great play. But we're gonna go for Heat Crash. Yeah, because I think Heat Crash just in general is safer. So now what I want to do is, ready? Go into this, Heal Bell, so we can get rid of that burn and this poison. Let's see what their response to this is. Now they Rapid Spin, which is okay. We're going to Foul Play. They might not think we have it, and Foul Play should knock this thing out. Power Whip can do a decent amount. Stab. You always forget this thing's part grass, because it doesn't really use its grass moves a lot. So now this guy's in a predicament, because when Keldeo can get in, it can click Secret Sword and really do some damage. We're going to switch into Wheezing, predicting an Earthquake. U-turn works too. I just need to get in my Keldeo. I'm trying to look to sack something. I think the most expendable member might actually be this Poltegeist, because really, like, this Blissey's going to wall it pretty hard. And I think Keldeo is going to be the way we win now with Secret Sword, now that we got rid of that Delmise. We'll Shadow Ball, just to get some damage off. Yep, they knock us out. Well, that's alright, because now we go into Keldeo and click Specs Secret Sword. Keldeo wants to tell you a secret, Magneton. GG, man. Yeah, I think he kind of knows. Yeah, he's just... Unless he's got some crazy stuff in the back. Nah, he knows. So, we get another win, which is nice. I actually think I wouldn't mind doing one more. Win or lose, I'm thinking this might be our last one. And this team is actually putting in the work a little bit tonight, which is cool. So this guy's got, oh yeah, he's got that Lycanroc Dustform, which is an absolute terror in this tier. Let's go Keldeo. They go Rotom. I was hoping they wouldn't go this. Right now we're going to find out what item it is by going to Umbreon. They Volt Switch, they don't do very much. It leads me to believe their leftovers are Scarfed. But I'm honestly kind of more inclined to leftovers, because that really, like, did almost nothing. So you go to Sylveon. Good play. We'll go out into Capraja, which doesn't care too much what this thing wants to go for. That's probably Specs. But that's alright. We're going to go for our rocks. This thing will be forced to defog here. So we're going to go for Heavy Slam. And they trick. Okay, interesting. So they are Scarfed. I was kind of thinking they were Scarfed. Didn't look Specs. Now let's see if they have defog on this thing. We're going to keep clicking Heavy Slam. They have Will-O-Wisp. That's alright. We're going to keep this. I don't think this is going to... Yeah, we're going to keep wearing this down a little bit with Heavy Slam. The nice thing is, now I know for sure they can't outspeed my Keldeo anymore, and I can start coming in on it once it's weaker and clicking Choice, Spec, Secret Sword. But for now, we got to get more damage off in this thing. And I think the trick here will be going Mimikyu. Let's play rough. It hits everything neutrally. That's awesome. Go ahead and Will-O-Wisp. I was going to say, Will-O-Wisp, please. More damage on this thing. I don't see defog on anything else. The only thing I can see is Rapid Spin on that Serena, the grass type. But, I mean, really, like, they can't go for it against Mimikyu. I don't remember if those carry Sucker Punch or not. Either way here, we're going to go for Play Rough, because they'll probably... Actually, Sneak. Yeah, because they might... I think they... Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah, let's go for Sneak again. I was going to say, do they not have a Cell Rock? They were predicting something there, that's for sure. But what's cool is now we can go to Keldeo. But I want to see if this thing's running Psychic things or not. So we're going to go out into Weezing. Which they are. Oh, that did way more than I thought. Okay. So... They got Crunch, Accelerock, Psychic things. I imagine the last move is Close Combat. Either way, let's go straight for that Will-O-Wisp. That's alright. Now what we're going to do is go Poltegeist and out to Umbreon. Good, good, good. So now this thing is knocked out with the Life Orb either way. So let's check if it's got Close Combat. We'll Wish. Yeah, I didn't think it did. I was going to go for Protect, but, I mean, if it did, we were screwed anyway. So, it made more sense just to Wish. So now we go Sylveon. I think here we just sack this. That's okay. Go into this. Shell Smash, because I don't think this thing should be able to live a Store Power. I really don't. And if they want to go Drapion, that's fine. We'll get in our Keldeo, and yeah, we should be good here. Oh, it took it. Just took it. And I don't know if Keldeo can clean up against all this. We'll give it a go with Secret Sword, because luckily now, actually, what's cool is this is weakened enough where it doesn't resist, like, the resist on it doesn't matter. So we might be able to come through here if Specs Keldeo can blow through the rest of his team. Yeah, I don't get this, but cool. I mean, if they're just trying to waste time. The trick is to go to Flygon or Serena first. Yeah, so this is Heavy Duty Boots. Does 74. They Rapid Spin. Do they have Power Whip? They do. Ah, GG. Alright, so I think this is where I'm going to cut off the live for now. And thank you to everyone who is watching and supporting the channel. Alright, peace out.